I'm not sure if it was Bill Mollison or whether it was Jeff Lawton who said you don't have a snail problem, you have a duck deficiency. Now today here, you see, I always thought we might have a termite problem. This thing has been lying on the ground for a week now. The little bastards have eaten most of it. See, what they do is they build these little houses around everything that they want to eat, and then they eat it, and they are everywhere. Here you can see the guys lifted a wooden bag into the air. So the modus operandi is they take a stick that lies on the ground and they fill it up, build a little house around it, and then they start eating it. In a week or two later, it is gone. Now, in the Namibian permaculture group, 11 of us, maybe a little bit more, but a very small group of us are trying to do permaculture in Namibia. One big guy said, or one of the more intelligent guys wrote a note and say, from all over Namibia, termites seems to be the problem. And we can't use poison, and we shouldn't use poison on them, but we will have to find a way of working with them. He sees them as the earthworms of Namibia. Now the only way that we can really find a solution to the problem is to understand it completely, to seek first to understand. So I'll be doing a very intensive study on how our termites are working, what is the pros and cons on them, and how to control them, how to have them where you want them and how not to have them where you don't want them, ways of turning them into profit. And with profit I mean, you know, chicken feed, or I don't think there's a big market for people buying termites in Namibia at the moment, but they might buy termite fed chickens. And you know, other ways to exploit, I don't know if exploit is really a nice word to use in a permaculture sentence, but how to get them to help us live in a nice and productive way. You see, our termites gives us mushrooms once a year, very, very tasty mushrooms, and which is a grand source of food for us and the wildlife. They do feed guinea fowl, they do feed lots of termite eaters. We do not have enough of those termite eaters in Namibia left, so that might be one of our problems. See, this is Damien's forest. We are still adding mulch. This is all new bunch of mulch that we are supposed to add, and the termites have been coming in here, and we sprayed them with wood vinegar and trying to see to get them under control. Seems to be working. They seem to stay away. Obviously most of those termites have their origin over here. Now this thing, just want to get a better angle with the sun. This thing is about, I would say, 3 meters high. Let me go around. As you can see there, it's about 3, maybe even 4 meters high. And once a year we get mushrooms from here. Now, as you can see, there's still living things. There's grass there, there's trees there, which means they don't eat all living trees. They do eat living trees. If you are in town, you often see they eat all living trees. There's a tree, and then this year and the next year it's just dead, and it's because it was eaten. Now Portia pointed out a couple of weeks ago, it might be, oh, one just bit me. See, this little bastard just bit me there. Portia pointed out a couple of weeks ago that it might be because of root stress that makes them eat healthy plants. I also think it might be because of lack of food. You see what happened here in this food forest is obviously there's not a lot of dead wood and dead things left. The guys removed some of the living plants even while I wasn't watching, and so when there wasn't enough food, they attacked one of my mango trees and they attacked some of the moringa trees. And it might also be, Steve pointed out that they follow the drip line. So whatever is moist, they go and eat. And so if you have moist mulch around your trees. See, this is the mango tree that they killed, or might have killed. We're still watering it to see if we can't revive it. If you have moist mulch around your trees, then your trees might get attacked because they are confusing it with normal mulch or normal dead wood. And so this is going to be my study. I think if it seems small, but there was a guy that studied peanuts in America, George, I almost want to say George Washington something. Help me correct if you know the right guy that made real breakthroughs in the study of peanuts. And he said he asked God to explain to him the world, or to teach him how to understand the world. And then he said, and God knew his limits, and he just showed him the miracles of a peanut. And so maybe that's, in my case, that's the right thing. If I can just make a breakthrough and understanding the termites of Namibia and understanding how we can live with them, this might be my thing that I leave behind in the world, just by understanding the termites. So if I study hard, and if I can find ways of making the termites in Namibia all over this middle part of Africa, you can almost say, you can see here they are literally everywhere, little burrows on the ground. If I can just find a way of understanding how you can live with these things, and how you can exploit them, and how you can use them in a farming purpose, and that might be the real breakthrough for lots and lots and lots of African countries and lots of African people, because termites here is a very big problem, and I'm very sure there's big parts of Southern Africa and even Middle Africa where they are also a problem.